We are live. Hold on. Wait, let me do this real quick.
It's just me and you right now, huh?
Yeah.
These Negroes, man, these
That's what
Negroes
I
are
was
gonna make me
telling
pull
you,
up.
baby, on some other shit. I don't understand how niggas be late. Like this shit, be on the show late and everything. Like y'all got to come on. Seriously.
Yeah, Mike said he made it home. Did you send the invite to Mike?
Yeah, I sent it to everybody. That's what I'm saying. Everybody has the invites. So I'm not sure what we doing. I just sent it to him. I should have copied all of, hold on, Black folk. I tell you.
I just told him the directions of what he needs to do in life to get here.
Jesus. You're going to get a little chime that says to you to go this is why Negroes should have been on here initially so we wouldn't have these problems. I sent it again. Tell him I sent the invite again.
All right, hold on. Oh shit. I'm trying to multitask here. Okay, it won't let me back on. This is crazy.
It won't let you back on what?
Hold on. I'm trying to get back in. See, I'm already in the call.
Yeah, you're here. I
That's
hear
what I'm
you.
saying. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm trying to. Damn. Hold on.
Really?
What's that?
My phone.
Oh snap! Mike. Oh god!
I'm on the phone with Mike right now. Yes, sir.
Get off the phone.
Okay, hold on. I'm not sure how. Shy said his comes up as a private number. So MC.
Yeah, tell him he got to go on his go directly to the Hangout app.
You gotta go
Everything should come up.
App.
Go directly to the Hangout app.
Do you see the invite?
Y'all please bear with us, people. This is our first time doing this. Trying to do something new for y'all.
MICPHENOM. I see Mojo.
Hey, I thought it was gonna be a voice.
Okay, so Mike Phenom 1.
Hey Mojo. Hey Mo.
At gmail.com. Yep. Okay.
How you doing, Mo?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, my face a little ashy right now, but
There you
it'll
go.
be all up in a minute.
All right. Oh, okay. She got the listen. She got the by doing some going. I ain't mad. I ain't
Where
mad.
the incense?
I
Where
ain't
the
mad.
incense? Where the incense at?
For
Where
the
the incense?
incense, for the sage, for
On
the
the
What's the
sage,
sage
stage.
at
I got the
to get
sage.
them bad spirits?
Yes, I
with all the
definitely have the
spirits,
sage.
all the
Mhm.
spirits.
Can you smoke that? Or you just got to be burnt?
It
You
just
know.
got to be
Oh
burnt.
man,
Don't
I
smoke
can't
it.
Oh,
stand.
okay.
There
Don't
go
smoke.
Mike. I see Mike.
Hey.
We lit. Now we just waiting
Hey.
for the prodigal son. I mean, these niggas.
What up, people?
What
What
it
up,
do?
bro? What we
What it do?
do?
What it
This,
do?
this from my people. How y'all doing tonight? I'm sipping right.
Ah,
Hey.
hell nah. You know what? We over here drinking
Yeah,
uh
he drinking that good tea, that good sweet tea over there.
water.
That good
Water.
tea.
That's
H2O.
a good sweet. That's a good swipe type.
And actually I need to take my black seed oil. Yeah.
Hey. I got some
Being
of that too.
Yes. We over here, we gonna be all natural. These niggas
You know
Mm-hmm.
sipping.
what? Yeah, you know what? We gonna
Sipping, sipping.
celebrate. We gonna celebrate the man, the legend.
Yes.
Hey
Mm-hmm.
man, I I feel better today. I can talk about it today. I've been fucked up these last couple of days. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too,
Yeah.
bro. What
Yeah.
really
But
hit me? What really hit me? Was watching the candlelight vigil the other night and seeing everybody out there, and it really hit me when hearing Jay Black talk. You know,
Okay.
Jay
yeah,
Black,
I didn't get a chance. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to hear Jay Black talk.
Jay Black was really messed up. Somebody went live from text Instagram. I got the alert, and I watched the whole thing, and they let the balloons go for him. Friends and family told some good stories, and it really the dope thing about our community is that regardless to the ups, the downs, the shit talking that people do, MCs, the issues between fans, MCs, league owners, it's really one big ass family.
That's a
Ultimately,
fact. That's a
we're
fact.
one big family. We all have a passion for the exact same thing, and that ties us all in
So
together.
true.
You know what I'm saying? That's like when Av came on last week, and Av was talking. That's why I felt what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because the same passion he had, I had,
Right.
and we all have the exact same passion for this culture. So when we lose somebody who's a figure like that, we've watched them grow through. We all watched these MCs grow through YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
We've watched them go from nobody to superstars. We're literally their core fan base from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we love them, we appreciate them, we support them, we boo them, we laugh, all of that. We criticize, and that's because we love what it is that they bring to the table. We love their talent. And for somebody who's such a polarizing figure like Tech Nine, who went from shaking the room, which everybody's been showing in that Young Miles battle, one of the most classic moments in URL history, to being this figure on Champion, respected, and creating this whole new entity in himself. We saw the transition,
That's a
and we
fact.
loved it, and we loved everything about what he represented. So to lose that, it's a big blow, and it's hard, man. Really fucking hard.
Yeah, you are. I'm gonna speak for me. I can't speak for other people, but I'm not gonna hold y'all. I really took Tech Nine for granted because we so used of seeing him every other day on the pay-per-view. You know, you just think, whenever URL come to your city, you just know that champion is gonna be there. And then when I realized, because my whole plan was when URL come to Atlanta, my first thing I want to do was introduce myself to Tech Nine and definitely thank him for coming on our show when really he didn't even have to.
That's what I was gonna say is
Yeah, and then when I really thought about that, and I ain't gonna lie, when I thought about that, and I saw the New Jersey Twerk Choir, I just let it out. I ain't
Hollow
gonna lie.
Hollow got me. When Hollow I saw his live. I didn't want y'all told me about twerks. I did not want to see his, and I wasn't trying to see Hollow. Somebody had uploaded it to YouTube and it just popped up on my feed. And I mean, when I saw him, I was just like, that was hurtful. It was, I just like, you know, it's hard because you don't know the man, but you know the man. You know what I mean? It's like you lost a brother for real. And he, just the things he was saying, it was just hard for me. I had to turn it off. I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just started to, I think that's when it really hit me. You know, everybody was like, that's when everybody was like, Tech is really gone, you know, and that's when it really hit me that he's really gone. He's really gone. Like I was at work when I first heard about it, and I was on Twitter like, okay, I need some confirmation. And it was so many people like hitting his Twitter, like say something. And I got chills just now because that was crazy for me. But I was just like, you know, okay. I was just like, that was just hard. It was just hard. You know, it's just, it brought back the feelings that I had when I lost my immediate family. Y'all know the Mojo. I don't think I've ever said this to you, but yeah, when I lost my mom died first, my brother was murdered, and then my dad passed. Well, my mom had a massive stroke. My dad had what they said was like an aneurysm, but it was hard. You know, that it took me back there. It really took me back there, especially when nobody knew, you know, what happened. There was so many different stories. And when you did find out what happened, that's around the time that it really hit. You know, y'all, we're dying young.
Yes, indeed.
We are dying. The Tech was 32 years old with children. That resonates for everybody on this panel. You feel me? For all
Absolutely.
of us. You know what I mean? I know some of y'all saw the bullshit from last week with me and, you know, the family, but we're dying, you know, all bullshit aside, like
Life is too short. Life is just too fucking short.
Family. You know what I mean? Where I'm going with that is we are family. No matter the ups and downs, I saw people, you know, let bygones be bygones. Listen, the beefs that we had, y'all, we're dying young. If you think about living in the South, my mind frame has changed a lot more than, you know, from being from you living in California. You know, I look at the fact that a lot of my older great aunts and third, fourth generation cousins, they're outliving us. I just saw something on Facebook the other day. An older lady, I'm not sure where she was, but an older lady, she made 109 years old. And that tripped me out. 109, y'all. She made it to 109, and we can't even make it to damn near 40. That's scary. That's scary.
There's so much that's in our bodies these days that our parents and great grandparents didn't have to grow up with.
But they worked till they were 80, 90.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't have Social Security. You see what I'm saying? They worked hard labor. We don't even work as hard as they did. And this
technology makes it easier for us now. Technology makes it easy for us, which ultimately makes us lazy, which makes us physically weaker than the previous generations.
Yeah.
We had our OGs working at factories, building cars,
picking cotton,
working their own farms.
All of that. Even after slavery. Prodigal son.
There you go.
They made it in the building. Yeah. You know, we're just talking about tech and just, you know, like I said, I don't want to make this a big spiel because everybody has spoken about it. I know the breakdown crew, we had our, you know, thoughts about it. And I did just want to talk about awareness, just physical, mental ailments, the fact that we are so dying so much younger. And, you know, it's just, I don't really know what the answer is, but with Tex dying, I think because he was so young, it hit home for a lot of people. You know, where this particular generation that's before us, y'all got to understand, you need to, if you have not started yet, you need to start looking at the things that you're putting in your bodies. You know what I mean? You need to start being more aware of different shit opposed to just living like vicariously, because nobody's promised tomorrow. Nobody. You know what I mean? My parents also died young. And so for me with Tech passing at 32, it brought me back. I remember a time after, and it was 3 years back to back to back to back. My mother passed 3 years. My brother was murdered 3 years. My dad passed. And actually, within the first 2 years, the second year is when he got sick. He actually had a stroke that immobilized him on his left side. So he had to have care. I lived in San Diego. He lived in San Francisco. So I wasn't even able to see him like I wanted to. And that's a whole nother story. But at that time, my family and I thought it was best to keep him there because his doctors and everybody else was there. So that's what I chose to do. But it was just, a year later, he passed. And I know that a lot of that had to do with the stress and the guilt that he took on from my baby brother. And then, like I said, I won't get into our story, but at the end of the day, we got to understand we are a lot more stressed now. We do a whole hell of a lot more without, like you said, everything is given to us. We don't have to really work as hard as our ancestors did. So our immune systems are nothing like theirs. We have to understand. I mean, you have kids that are a picture of health that play sports that have died on baseball fields and basketball courts. You know what I mean? We have to pay attention. It is mandatory. Healthcare is not a big deal for us, nowadays. I'm seeing more young girls dying of ovarian cancer and, different things.
Yo, it's crazy that you say that. It's crazy that you say that. I've seen so many young Black girls dying of cancer so much over like the past 5 to 10 years. It's something I never saw this. I never saw this growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was talking about that with someone.
What'd you say, Mojo?
I was talking with someone about that the other day. Like back in the day, you didn't hear about cancer and all this other stuff that's going on, all these diseases. You knew about chickenpox, and that was pretty much it. But
exactly,
now it's
that's all we had to remember. That's all we heard about was chickenpox. You didn't really hear about babies with cancer. You didn't hear about 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids with cancer when we was in elementary school. I can't name one time growing up through elementary school, middle school, or high school did I ever hear of a child that had cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. When you speak of chickenpox, I didn't get chickenpox until I was grown.
Oh wow!
I did not get chickenpox, and I got a very, very
man. I got chickenpox. I got chickenpox in 2nd grade, man. Fuck Leroy Wilkins. That nigga came to school with chickenpox, and I'll never forget that shit. That nigga came to school with chickenpox. Like 2 weeks later, I'm over here putting calamine lotion all over. Got the little pink lotion and shit.
I mean, the biggest thing I think you dealt with was little kids that weren't Black, and I'm sorry to all our non-Black brothers and sisters with head lice and wingworms and shit like that. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I remember going overseas. I was so scared the first time I went overseas. I'm like, I don't want measles. That was the only thing I thought about. I don't want measles. There was no Ebola. There was no what is this flu? What is that? The Nigerian flu, whatever the hell it is. Like, we didn't have those things.
The West Nile virus and shit like that.
Yeah. Like, we didn't have that. So, it just, like I said, I don't want to make this huge about Tech. I just want us to take care of ourselves. I think if we take anything from his death, is We have to take better care of ourselves. And from my understanding, he was the picture of health. But young women, please go get your pap smears and different things, you know. And I know that in battle rap we joke about shit, but right now this is big. You know what I mean? Take heed to what you see. As far as, you know, if you don't know something, go to have a PCP, please, seriously.
Look into your family history of health.
Look into your family history, because that's a big deal. What we don't realize is because we are small, or, you know, you have the girls, look, my figure is this, I'm that. That does not mean you're healthy, baby. It does not mean that you're healthy. Diabetes.
People take physical appearance. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but people take physical appearance and how people look on the outside and forget that there's so much more.
Right. You know, with my mother, and that this, you know, I don't want to keep going on, but with my mother, we didn't find out that my mother was, her blood pressure was as high as it was until about 4 years in. I remember I was pregnant with my first daughter. We did not, I actually had her, my doctor was around the corner from hers, and I just so happened to have finished my appointment and came in, and her doctor explained to me what was going on. My mother did not. My mother was the type of person, she took care of everybody else. Would have not thought, because my mother left at the time a very lucrative position. She was an executive for Pacific Bell, and I don't know if some of y'all know if it's Pac Bell was back then. But
wow, I ain't heard that name in ages.
San Francisco, that was a minute ago, but she left Pacific
Bell. Wow.
Huh?
I said Pacific Bell. Wow.
Yeah, she left Pacific Bell because she wanted to. She had her teaching credentials. She went to University of Washington. She went to UW. You know what I mean? And she majored in English. And her and my father, who was stationed at Fort Lewis, they moved to the Bay Area. And of course, a few years later after that, the kid came. But anyway, long story short, when her mother died, the younger kids, they all went to Seattle. And so that's why that's the roots for us is Seattle, because the younger siblings all went to Seattle. So anyway, yeah, when I moved back, when I left Grambling, came back home, and I moved to Seattle with her, a few years later got pregnant. But anyway, yeah, that's when I found that out. But ultimately, the 4 years, you know, she would leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. She wouldn't come back home until about 10 at night. She had taught day school, night school for seniors, and would attend church and come home and start it all over and do it all over again. And yeah, it was just like, I was so fearful. I actually left my mom and went to my uncle's funeral, maybe 3 or 4 months after that. Was going to my uncle's funeral in San Francisco, and my mother died that night. And it was, you know, we won't get all off into that, but ultimately, y'all take care of yourselves, please, because it's
mental health. Black people, mental health is a very, very big problem within our community. It's something that we're taught when we're younger, that if we speak on how we're feeling, if we speak on our emotions, we're taught as young Black men that it makes us weak, it makes us soft. Don't ever let nobody tell you that holding in your feelings and not being able to speak your mind, or speaking your mind, or what bothers you, or what hurts you, or what makes you cry. Don't ever let nobody tell you that it makes you anything less than a human. I got a good friend of mine. Shout out to my guy Holiday. He told me one day, nobody's immune from the human experience.
Nobody.
And that resonates with me, something serious. You know what I'm saying? As somebody who struggled with depression since 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, depression and abandonment issues. It's something I've struggled with since I was 8 years old, yo. And I've gone through it. I always felt like nobody understood me. I remember being 17 years old being the only male in a house full of my sisters, my grandmother, and my mom, feeling completely misunderstood and getting to the point where I would like get frustrated and dig my nails into my scalp because I felt like nobody heard me. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody heard me. And it started so young. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like last year, it took me up until I was 37 years old to break this chain. It took me till I was 37 years old to realize there wasn't nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't nothing wrong with me. But when you hold in so much pain and so much hurt for so many years, it can fuck with your mind.
Yeah.
And as black men, we're taught, like especially black men that grew up in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, we were taught, especially if you didn't have a father figure around like that. Like grew up with my dad, but I grew up with my dad, only lived with him for 3 years of my life. My uncle, who was probably like 14 years older than me, was who I looked up to. So during that time, being in Michigan, we in the streets, I'm being told, you supposed to be getting pussy, Michael D. You supposed to be out here doing this. You supposed to be doing that. You supposed to be doing this. Oh, you trying to play video games? You a nerd. You this, you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to mold you to be something that you're absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? If you plant a seed and angle the tree the wrong way, it's going to grow the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those seeds was planted in me such a young age that instead of me learning how to be a man and being myself and accepting me for who I am, I tried to be like my cousins. I tried to be like my uncle. I didn't know what it was like to be in a relationship. I didn't see my mom in a relationship. The only relationships I knew were toxic relationships. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it took me holding in the conflicts that I dealt with internally, going from age 8 when my grandfather died, because that destroyed my world. Like if we dove into it, y'all be like, holy shit, you really going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? But all that, I say that to say this: be who you are. Never hold in what you feel. If something's plaguing you, speak on it. Don't let anybody tell you that you're weak. Don't let nobody tell you that you're a sucker. Don't let nobody tell you that you're soft. If you need to cry, let it out, because that shit is a part of being a human. It don't make you no less of a human. It don't make you no less of a man, and it don't make you no less of a woman. Just be human and embrace everything about you. Don't let nobody else tell you differently, man. Real shit.
And I feel in the African American community, I feel like we need to speak to somebody because we normalize a lot of things that shouldn't be normalized.
Thanks.
Like we all have PTSD, especially if you grew up in the hood. Like gunshots, hearing that is not normal. Hearing police sirens on a regular is not normal. People fighting every day, and you like, oh, but that's not normal. That's not a normal way of growing up, and we normalize that, and we need to speak to someone. And growing up as a male, a black male, like what show not to show weakness? What show like sometimes it's okay to speak to another male and cry and express yourself, and we're taught no, don't do that. That's weak. If you look at that, they look at you as food, and that's not normal. And like I said, even though that's what we have to do to survive, that's not the way the world works. And it's sad that we have to keep instilling that in our kids over generation after generation after generation just to make it through.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to. Like, if you look at it, like, I'm the youngest person here.
Yeah.
I will always hear my uncles, my father, my grandmother talk about, that friend that you were so cool with, watching 5 years, him not be here. And it's sad. I look back and my crew used to be 20 people, and I look, this person's on drugs, this person is here, this person, and it's a cycle we grow up in that we try to break, but we can't. But at the end of the day, you just have to take care of yourself and just keep on pushing, just keep pushing. Because at the end of the day, we always say, oh, there might not be no light at the end of the tunnel. We are our biggest downfall. And once you figure that shit out, the rest of the path is clear. But we all have to speak to someone. We all do.
even if it's not a psychiatrist, even if you can't pay for it. It might be that friend that never hits you up, that always is concerned about you. Speak to them. You have to let all that shit go. And if you don't, the stress will kill you.
That's a
Banks,
fact.
that's so much proof, bro. Like I find myself like I don't care if it's somebody that I don't talk to on a regular basis. If I see somebody on Facebook post something that looks like they're going through it, I
Mm-hmm.
will reach out to them just because I know what
Mm-hmm.
it's like to not have nobody to be able to vent to. I don't care if it's male, female.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, I see you dealing with something. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I was actually the homie Heartless. Heartless had a post and it was talking about relationships and stuff. And I made a comment on the post. And one of his homeboys, I don't know him from a can of paint, just reached out to me and and just like, yo, if you ever need to talk, you know what I'm saying? My brother, we gotta hold each other down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We don't do that enough. So many people, so many of our black men, we walk with someone walk around, they chest out and they head too high. We don't even want just what's the boxer's name?
Adrian
Adrian
Broner.
Broner.
No, not Adrian Broner, the one with the long ass arms, the heavyweight.
Um,
Um, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You talking
Yeah,
about
we
The
were
Dante?
just
What? You
talking
talking about
about him the
Dante?
other day.
You talking about Dante?
Deontay Wilder. He said he had a post. He was like, "We've gone through so much, yeah, we can't even look at another black man and give him a head nod and say what's up without thinking something."
Right.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, we have PTSD. We are like from a young age, from such a young age, bro. A lot of people don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even
That's the
realize it.
fact.
But the only
That's the
people
fact.
that can understand us, the only people that can understand us, is us.
Mm-hmm.
hmm Well, speaking from a female's point of view when it comes to PTSD, at 19, I was raped by my neighbor.
Mm.
And 2 years later, I joined the military. I didn't go through therapy or anything like that. I just was like, I got to get out of VA. Joined the military. A couple years later, met my son's father. And he was not the guy that I needed to be with because he was abusive, physically, mentally, stuff like that. Uh, he would do things like when I was pregnant, he punched me in the stomach, pushed me down the stairs, pushed me in the tub. One time he thought I was cheating. He took my dog, threw my dog against the wall, like stuff like that. And so then, back then, I didn't connect everything with date rape and all that stuff. I just figured I put myself in that situation, so it is what it is. So I just kept all that stuff in, and then after a while, that stuff would eat at me and eat at me and bother me, and mentally, it was like certain things would like get me upset, and I would lash out. It started to spill over into my work. I was lashing out at work, and it was like, yo, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm legit going crazy. Like, people were like, yo, Morgan is crazy. Like, yo, she's wild. She always fighting people, stuff like that. And I just couldn't, I couldn't put two and two together. Eventually, I went to mental health, and they were like, because of this, that, and the third, you have PTSD. And I was like, what? No, I haven't seen combat. Like, how could I have PTSD? And of course, dealing with the military, you have friends that commit suicide and stuff like that. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff added up together. It was like, yeah, you do have PTSD, you have depression, you have anxiety. So I've been in therapy for years now, since 2009, trying to deal with it because, like, being in big groups, I start to like panic. Being
Anxiety.
around, yeah, being around like even being around black men with a certain skin tone, certain facial hair, like it bothers me because that was
Mm.
the man that raped me. Certain smells that I smell from a man, it's like, I smell that man again. And it's like, as a woman, we have to remember that when stuff like this happens to us, it's not our fault. It's not, oh, well, you had on this, that's why it happened to you, or you put yourself out there, that's why that's why you deserved it. Never feel like it's on you. That's that person's fault. He was the one that fucked up, that did something fucked up to you. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever you go through as a woman and you experience that, talk to somebody. Don't hold it in. Don't fuck everybody else. Like, as long as you got that one person behind you, speak out, get help. and just, take care of yourself, because if you let that sit in and eat away at you,
Hmm.
like,
That's exactly what it's gonna
it's
do.
gonna
Eat
bother
away at
you.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I, and I'll be brief because I want to carry on, but I, back to my parents and my brother passing, um, my depression and anxiety and just rage came from, and paranoia came from that. You know what I mean? I felt like I got to the point where people couldn't call me, because every time they were dying, I wasn't there. Like I told you, with my mom passing, I was in San Francisco. When my brother died, when I got a phone call for that, and I was in San Diego, and my brother was in Seattle. When my dad passed, I was in San Diego. My dad was in San Francisco, and I was always getting a phone call
Be
at
quiet.
in the evening or at night, or midnight or after midnight. And I got to the point where I was scared you couldn't call me after 10. And just, I got to the point where I felt like my people are dying or have passed. What's going to happen to me? Am I going to be here for my daughter? And like you said, the rage, I became a functioning alcoholic. Like I would go to work drunk. After I left work, go to the club, be sloppy drunk. It would take me, and I put this on everything, hand to God, it would take me 7 to 10 electric Long Islands before I would be drunk. And I would sit in the club, and I only went to military clubs, but I would be in the club, kicking it. I didn't smoke. That's all, I did. That's all I did was drink. I would get home about 4 in the morning, have to be to work by 8, have my daughter at either daycare or school. And this is what I did for 5 years, maybe 5 years or so. Military actually brought me to down south. And so that's why when I came down south, but I knew then, see, my family did say to me, you are going through so much that you do need to talk to somebody. I never did. I never did. I felt like nobody could tell me what I was going through. Nobody could feel what I was feeling. You know what I mean? Nobody could tell me that how I was feeling with my mother, to lose my mom. Like women need their mothers, you know what I mean? And I was a daddy's girl. So it was like, and the world that I grew up in, it was like, you know that we're all gonna pass away, but you never think. My parents died so young, and I'm married. I have a baby girl. My parents were supposed to be here to babysit, and you know what I mean, see them grow up. And it was just a lot of things that I just felt. I was mad at people. I was mad at other people who had sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers. I was angry. And like I said, I feel like today maybe I should have spoken to somebody, but my whole thing is I don't medicate. So I felt like all somebody would do, a therapist or whatever, all they would do was doodle on their pad and give me something to supposedly clear my mind, but I felt like would probably make me crazy. I didn't want to be on Xanax. I didn't want to be on anything that would make me just void, but I was void anyway. You know what I mean? So I do regret that I didn't do that. However, I was raised in the church. So what I did do, I knew that I needed to find something because I was wilding. Outside of the club, I dead ass was shooting at anything moving. Like I had an anger inside of me that was like none other. You couldn't talk to me. You couldn't do like I think back on them days and I cringe because it was like, you know what? I could have lost my life just doing all of that. and not been here for my daughter. So, you know, it was wild, you know, so I look at it both ways. But what I did do, like I said, and everybody doesn't believe in, you know, we grew up holiness. So we grew up in a Pentecostal church. So when I came down south, that's what I was seeking. I needed that spiritual cleansing, and I got it. You know what I mean? I did get it. You know, we were raised to not ask God why. And I was so furious that I was like, this is not my life. This is not what I was supposed to like. Lord, you made a mistake. There was a lot of things that I felt, and I won't go too deep into that, but I will say that I found the closure that I needed, and the things that I was going through started to make sense. So even if you choose not to seek out therapy, if you are a spiritual person or whatever, seek that help from somebody. You know what I mean? Talk to somebody. Don't hold it in. Because when my mother passed, my dad we were all devastated. My mother had standing room only at her funeral. It was standing room only. It was young kids that she had helped along the way. My mother was that person. My mother was that person that if she seen a young boy with his pants sagging, she would go and pull your pants up and be like, no, no, young man. She would correct your grammar. She would do all that. And people respected her for that.
She passed through here?
She passed away, yeah, in Seattle. She worked at Denny. She worked at Denny Middle School. And then she taught
what year was this?
Huh?
What year was this?
This was back 97. Wait, okay, no. Wait, was it 97? It was around that time.
I wasn't here yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So she probably had a lot of people that I know. She probably had a lot of people that I know that was there or that had that love for her. That's a lot
of people. Like, I mean, people flew out. My mother, you know, she was an amazing person. She was an amazing person. You know, and
well, look at her daughter. Her daughter is dope. So I can just
have you crying over here. Don't start. Don't start. Thank you, but don't start. But again, you know, for a lot of people that tell me different things, that's where I get it from. I get it from my mama, and I am actually my daddy child too. But ultimately, like I said, you know, we won't go too far into this. We will cut that off here unless any of you guys have more to say.
Well, I want to say this before we go. Okay. Dealing with depression. I had dealt with depression before. First, I dealt with depression when I was younger. I was 28 years old. I had my own apartment, car, yada, yada, yada. Just so happened the company I was working for got bought out, and I got fired on my birthday. Lost my job. I lost my apartment. And lost my car. And I lost my woman. So I had to stay with my mom. I was really like down on myself because I had my son.
What is this?
Yeah, I had a son. Yeah, my son, he was probably like about 4 at this time. So I was doing nothing. I was just too busy just beating myself down and just feeling like guilty. And with this depression, it led me to food. So I'm eating, I don't know, y'all remember back in the day, the Big and Tasties from McDonald's back in the day when they went like 99 cents? Oh, I was tearing them motherfuckers up. I was there every day getting 2 big tasties, big extras, because they were 99 cents, and I had grew over to like over 300 pounds. So into doing that, not taking care of myself, eating all this bad food, I started having pain in the back of my neck. It was real bad. I couldn't get rid of it. And I kept rubbing it. I tried to take medicine, and then just one day, I woke up, I couldn't feel my face, the right side of my face. I couldn't even close my eye. I couldn't even move this lip. And come to find out, I had what they call Bell palsy. It's a certain type of it was basically a stroke.
Yeah.
So basically, it was like it was a 50-50 chance that my face would have came back to normal, and it wouldn't. So with that depression was food. When my father died from a heart attack, he was 48. So with that, him dying, 10 days after my birthday, I turned to alcohol.
Right.
So basically, I was trying to kill myself with drinking alcohol. And now with this past year, my grandmother passed. She had a heart attack. She was 78 years old. She was I was with her on the day she passed. Um, she was in the car with me, and she just like she was on the oxygen tank also. So it was just like I didn't know how to really work this oxygen tank at all. She was just like, we're gonna go back. I'm putting down the windows and make sure she can air, and just like get home, she fine. Come back on the porch, she passed out. I don't know what's going on. I had to perform CPR on my grandmother, and everybody know she didn't make it.
Right.
But this time, what was different from any other time, I had a very strong support system, which was you guys. It was Jay. Wayne was on the phone with me while all this was going on.
Yeah,
She was on the phone with me. What's going on? Chris, Zer. It was like a lot of people from the battle rap community, man. It was just like it made me feel better, because being the only child, not having any brothers and sisters, is definitely hard because the people that I used to talk to the most was my father and my grandmother. So, but I just it's just so funny that you say about depression. Like, just don't all the frustration, the hurt, and the pain. Just let it out and just talk to somebody. Even if think you can't afford to get therapy, get that support system, because I know this time around that would definitely got me through this past year of really having true. I won't say friends. I say family.
right.
I definitely. This is one thing I can say that I got out of the battle rap community. I finally got the brothers and sisters that I never had. So,
And not for nothing, y'all are always there for me. That's something. When you lose somebody or when you lose family members, friends, it's never easy.
mm-hmm.
And the family knows. Anytime I go through it, they know
Yeah.
when I'm going.
Yeah, she shut down. Yeah, she definitely shut down. But
shut down.
we there, bro. I peeked them eyes through that messenger. Like, I see you. Like, no, we're not doing it today. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
Feel, so
Yeah.
it's if you have people in your corner. I know it's hard to, we do a lot of bullshit in battle rap. Oh my Lord. We do a lot of bullshit in battle rap, but we definitely have to find that support system. That you know what I mean? Find that support system, whoever it may be. Find that support system, because we all need it. We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yep. Just let it out, man.
Lovely Miss Robin Rhymes that seems to believe that my show don't matter because she decided to call.
Oh, hey. God.
Oh, I put you on the spot. Right here.
Yeah.
Tell Robin hop on the show so I can shoot the shit out of my shot.
She said goodbye. Oh, snap.
After the show. All right, bye.
Oh, did she hear me?
I think she heard you. She got she off the phone. Yeah, you don't ran off the phone, bro.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, you did it.
So let's get on this Born Legacy 6 card.
I don't want to talk about it, man. I don't want to talk about it, man.
Check it out. Before
Norbs. Why the fuck we ain't got a pay-per-view, bro?
Facts.
Why, man?
Before we do that, so I was on a live yesterday.
On
a live yesterday.
Yeah,
Rewind Riggs is what?
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah. Carolinas. The Carolinas is the talk of the town right now.
He decided.
Let's never do that again.
I've learned it. Listen, he decided to call out Riggs on his live.
Oh, who did? You say call out?
Yes.
Riggs called out Briggs.
I mean, Briggs.
Briggs Robson.
Oh Lord, y'all know I be. Come on now, y'all know I be crazy.
Yeah, he called out Briggs Rothstein.
Briggs not gonna do
Briggs Rothstein on his live.
Briggs not gonna do it.
Huh?
Briggs will do it.
You think so?
Gotta be in Carolina.
If T-Top by the battle Swamp, if T-Top ends up battling Swamp, Riggs is going to battle. Briggs is going to take that Riggs battle.
No, he's not.
I believe
you
he
don't
would.
Think so? You don't think so, Jay? Why? Think he's scared?
Yeah.
Damn.
Don't
Well,
be
there it
scared.
is.
Don't
Whoop,
be
whoop,
I don't
scared.
think he's
whoop,
scared.
there it
I don't
is.
think,
I don't think he's scared at all.
This will be, if it was to happen, this will be big for Carolina, man.
how
That would be a
can
This
fight
would
card.
be huge
how
for
can
Carolina. This would
but
be.
how can but hold on,
It
how
needs to
can
be.
Grizz represent Carolina if he's from Delaware?
Hey, man.
Go back. What
It's
you
I'm
not.
saying?
from Michigan. Look, like I said last time we talked about this, I'm from Michigan, been in Seattle 15, 16 years, but I represent Washington. People think of me from Washington.
Yeah, Jay, you ain't
When
for
I got
Queens.
here, niggas was like, oh yeah, Mike Phenomenal,
Nigga,
he's
I
from
ain't gonna
Hawaii.
lie.
I moved here from Hawaii.
Here,
But
here.
at the end of the day, it's like I've been here for so long. I've established my name here. This is where people know me from. Just like Briz. Briz established his name as a North Carolina MC.
Mm-hmm.
He may be from somewhere else, but he established his name in North Carolina going to spit that heat.
He's
And
not
spit that heat, he was from
Well,
North
it was
Carolina.
rooftop. It
he's
was
gonna use
rooftop first. It was
Oh,
he's
rooftop.
gonna
okay,
use
yeah.
every
Yeah.
excuse in the book to not battle Riggs. Oh, you don't got enough views, you're not a big enough name. He's gonna use every excuse in the book.
But
Telling
now
you.
Riggs is moving up through URL, through the PGs and moving up. Riggs, Swamp, there's a couple other MCs. Like, look, Jay, the Nightwing is on motherfucking BL6 on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Matt,
These
just
MCs
Mad
are
Face.
moving up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, J 30, 2-1, but J 30.
He better.
Mm-hmm.
If he,
I don't know,
hey,
G.
hey, look, Jay been quiet, and when
Yeah,
Jay's
that's
quiet,
yeah.
this is the thing. This is the thing about Jay. I'm gonna keep this all the way a buck. Jay is so hard. He's very hard on himself when it comes to his performances. He hated the way the Riggs battle went down.
Yeah,
He
as he
apologized.
should.
Yo, he apologized to the Northwest. He apologized. He was like, "Yo, I let y'all down. I let
Yeah, I
y'all
saw it in his
down." And I
face. Yeah,
promise.
yeah.
Like Jay's a very humble person. He's very humble. When he's in that ring, he takes his
He's
shit
different.
seriously. He fucked up last time, and he knows it, and he knows what he has to do to get back. That he knows what he got to do to take this
Yeah.
dub.
That was the same thing that was the same thing that happened with Swamp when he battled Sweeko. He was hard on himself and he came back with Ace
Yeah.
with
Hey,
Your Honor and did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm here to give honor to God. Oh shit, that was
Honor, man, you know what? I don't even want to talk no more. Man, I broke my phone, bro. I broke my phone. I broke my phone, bro, because of him, bro. Because of
Hey,
that
that
damn.
nigga,
He owed me a he owed me a
Swamp is a
phone.
different type
Swamp
of
owed me a goddamn phone.
Mhm.
You were there, Mojo. You were. What you
For-
think?
Oh, I didn't see Swamp because I was late, but I've been watching Swamp since last year. I interviewed him. He was like one of my first interviews that I did down in Miami when he went down there, and just watching him level up is like, wow, like you really putting in that work. Like he's incredible.
Was that the dude he battled, that 6'8", that 6'9" dude, whatever, who was stealing
Yes.
everybody bars? Yeah, he fucked.
Mhm.
Yeah, he fucked him up.
I watched
Yeah.
all those battles, and
Yeah, he fucked that tall dude ass up. Yeah,
Let me ask y'all this though: when he was on, shout out Three Letter Man, he was on PSA Radio with T Top and Briz Rothstein, and they definitely
Tag
told
team him.
him a new asshole.
They tag team that man. Three
You
letter
know,
man,
I
you fucked.
really
That was
feel
fucked
like
up. That was fucked up.
that was very fucked up. I mean,
Oh shit. That nigga,
he
they
had
Dudley boy.
points.
They Dudley boy
You
his
know what I
ass.
mean? He's a very humble dude, but he will talk his shit. But let me ask y'all: if first T Top said he wasn't gonna do it, now all of a sudden money matters, so you know it's been some talks. Is he ready? Would he be ready?
I think y'all just go ahead and just keep doing what he doing now, and just kind of let it come to him. I think it's still a little too early.
Yeah.
I feel like
Still,
that too.
it's still a little too early.
I feel like he needs to get a little more seasoning. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at the fact that
Time into the
whatever
fire.
was said, what you say?
Time to throw him into the fire. He wants to get him the smoke he wants.
I don't
But
think he's ready.
Yeah, he said once he's leveled at that level, he wants to take T Top. It wasn't like I could take out T Top type deal. No, he just was like, when I get to that point, I want to take T Top.
Well, we thought T Top ready for a lot of the battles he got. So
Yeah, because he said he felt like T Top, clean people like that is the type of style that he feel like will definitely bring the best out of him.
Ooh,
That's
Swamp
feel like
versus
he's in there.
Clean is kind of like a
Man,
fire.
hey, I wouldn't mind seeing that on a Born Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
it
a
depends
Swamp.
on
A
depends on what
swamp would.
claim we get.
Y'all, I'm being
Right.
told that we
Absolutely.
have comments
And I
in
say
the
that,
chat.
and the reason I say that is because we've seen Clean over the years, and we know what Clean can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but which clean are we getting? Are we getting Detroit clean or are we getting QP clean?
What
Good
you were saying
question.
now, Wing? What you were saying, Wing?
I'm being told that we have comments in the chat.
Oh, we do?
I don't know. Can y'all see the chat?
All I see is y'all.
Oh, what
I
are you?
can't. Hey, Chris said I look wild, light skinned.
I don't.
Like, how the hell did you see the chat?
F him. He's supposed to be on the show.
I
Chris said I look
know.
wild, light skinned. Yo, that's fucking hilarious.
How were you seeing the chat?
I don't see anything in the chat.
Me neither. I just see y'all. Yeah.
Charles just asked.
Because I'm on YouTube. Because I'm on YouTube.
Oh, I see y'all crusty faces. Okay, that's all I see. What else?
Okay.
Y'all,
What, we got some comments? I don't see no
we got
comments.
some comments. Somebody says Shy owes Mike Phenom $20.
Tell him it went towards my mixtape that I'm releasing. It's still coming out. It's still coming out tomorrow.
It's coming out February 32nd.
Mojo, where the sage? Mojo, where the sage?
Let me go get it out.
Go get your stage because
Yeah, I'm dropping my single tomorrow at midnight. Slap you on the ass with baby powder.
Oh,
Be on the lookout.
Oh no.
Hey, so can we talk about this card though? Can we talk about this BL6 card though?
Yeah, let's go. Where we gonna start at?
Got the card.
That's a dope card, man.
Whoa.
I ain't gonna hold you. This is a dope card. Why we can't get a pay-per-view, Norbs? Come on, man. We need this right now.
somebody
Yeah.
gonna go
Norbs gotta run me. You my fade, man.
Norbs is definitely out here bullshitting.
Yep. Yeah, because I thought I'm gonna see some battles this weekend, but the bullpen, they pushed their event back to April.
Yep, April.
Yeah, to the day. I guess
And he said, whoever purchased the ticket is gonna be fully refunded, and it's still gonna be a free pay-per-view. I was like, what?
I think he's about to revamp that card. John was too fucking happy to say that. I think he's gonna revamp something. I think he cooked something up.
You think
it's the same? But that's the same weekend with URL gonna be here too.
Yeah, I was thinking he might be a surprise battle on the 27th. So,
man, Atlanta gonna be lit, man. And I think he still have the PGs too.
Ooh,
that's a lot of goddamn better rap.
I kind of realized that Resolution is the same weekend that Avengers and Endgame comes out, so I'm not gonna make it to Atlanta.
Damn, Gina. I'm gonna catch the first showing of Avengers on Friday. I'm not going to work. Don't tell nobody.
Unless I can find a ticket for Friday morning.
Yeah, I'm going Friday morning.
Not make it.
And I'm not going to work. I got a cold that day. I don't feel good.
But I will be having a watch party. If y'all have ever been to one of my watch parties overhead at the crib, we get it racking, alcohol, food, battle rap, smoke, all of that good shit. Mike Phenom crib. I need to turn it into an event.
We gonna be there. Yeah. I want some wings. I want some of the wings. I want some of the wings. I want some yak.
Hey, look, man.
We gonna talk. We got something planned in June. We gonna talk.
Right.
Yeah, we
gonna talk. So who got the card? Who got the card?
I got the card, family.
Let's talk about this as a family. Start from the bottom. Now
from the bottom. We're gonna start with Deuce versus Fonz.
Ooh, Jesus.
Next.
Ooh.
Next.
I'm going with Fonz. I've seen both of them one time. Wait, look, I've seen both of them one time. I've seen both MCs one time.
I'm going with Deuce.
I saw Fonz.
Which Fonz? Which Fonz?
Fonz from Ohio.
Oh, okay, definitely next.
Look,
now, Bank. Now you got to play fair, Banks.
I'm going with Deuce. After Deuce, after Deuce had battle bricks, he definitely leveled up some more. So
But
special.
when did Deuce battle bricks?
He battled bricks. That was like last year.
Oh shit.
Didn't he do 30
Okay.
piece?
I am so sorry. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm over here trying to control some stuff. Hey,
What?
I see all the love. You know what? I had a blind moment. Y'all gotta forgive me. Hold up.
Mm.
I seen Deuce battle on the PG, and I wasn't impressed.
What?
The Atlanta PG, I wasn't impressed.
What?
I didn't like the performance.
Right now?
This
I'm very
Negro
serious.
tripping.
Did good on that
This
one.
nigga.
I'm sorry. Yo, look, I'm telling y'all, man.
Deuce fucked J Slash up, bro.
Yes, he
That's
did.
what
He
he
did. But
he fucked him up.
but this is my thing. Jay Slash was also not good that night.
I don't even think whatever he might have had, I don't think he would have had enough of that, bro. I don't think.
No, but at the end of the day, I felt like I wasn't like, yes, Deuce clearly beat Jay Slash, but I was not impressed by Deuce. Like I felt like, okay, yeah, he was good, he won. But I wasn't like, oh shit, this nigga's crazy. I wasn't like that. Now, Fonz, the one time that I saw Fonz, now I've seen both of these MCs one time. I saw Fonz battle the nigga from Cali called The Spot, the one that looks like Big L. Have you all know if you ever seen him?
Yeah.
But he had some crazy shit versus The Spot. Like he really got Spot the fuck out of here. Like he actually cleaned The Spot.
Yeah, I got Deuce. I got Deuce 2-1.
I got The Spot. I got The Spot. I got Fonz 2-1 in this one.
What about you, Mojo?
I'm going with Deuce 2-1.
Now watch.
Jay, we know you don't care. You trimming your mustache.
We know, bro.
You trimming your mustache. We know. Wayne,
what you got? I know you go with Deuce Spot.
She over there trying to multitask. She didn't even. Oh my God! I'm looking at her profile pic. Yeah, she doing something. I guess we go on to the next one. Let's go on to the next one because we ain't doing something. She ain't got no business doing.
The next one, Jada Nightwing versus Madface.
It's not
debatable.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Is it really
debatable?
I think so.
I like Madface, man.
I like Madface, and
I like Madface, and I like Jay. I like both of them. Yeah.
What is debatable about this battle?
I think. Well, to me, they just got two different styles.
It's a style clash. It's a good.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be good.
Where's the debate though? I'm trying to figure out where's it debatable.
It just depends who shows up.
Yeah, because they're both.
What you think from both MCs?
Fire, but just with their styles is different. So it's like
y'all need to go watch Jada Nightwing versus Shilla or something more dangerous on y'all chill.
Yeah, I'm not saying Jay gonna lose, and I'm not gonna sit here and say Madface about to lose. I'm not gonna do that.
Madface.
I'm not gonna. So you don't like Madface?
He's gonna choke around.
Who?
What?
He's not. Oh. He's had too much time to prepare. He has had too much time to prepare, and this both of them been kind of
sitting. And both of them been kind of sitting for a while too.
How much time did Madface have before at PG? He had at We Go Hard, and he choked. 2 months, 3 months.
I don't know. I think
he ain't choked at his PG.
Yes, he did. He choked.
I guess the dude in Philly. With the dude he battled in Philly.
Hard, he choked. Why you think he ended his round? He choked.
Were they battling in the apartment?
When they was at We Go Hard, he choked. That's why he ended his round.
Oh.
Go to any one of his battles. He's going to give you a choke. He's going to lose a round.
Banks, right now you look like Goods' little brother, Canned Goods.
Oh, go ahead. Oh shit! I don't know. I'm just gonna say debatable. Like I said, I hope they both show up, and I hope nobody chokes.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like
hey, that could be. It could be battle of the night, man. I got that could be battle of the night, man. I'm not gonna talk like
this is not bias. This is not bias, and we all know I ride with Jay 100%. Jay is
Yes,
my
we know.
number two favorite. Jay is my number two favorite battle rapper in the state of Washington. And there's one other person, my guy JUS, he's number one. I feel like Jay has something to prove. And not just he's not trying to prove something to everybody else. He's trying to prove something for his hometown. Right now, between him and Stewie, Washington is on their backs. The state of Washington is on their backs. He wants to go out there and really prove a point and be that person that carries the state of Washington to the next level. And Jay knows after the Riggs battle, after Riggs washed him up, he's like, I'm not bullshitting no more. If you've ever watched Jay versus, I'm not even gonna say the nigga's name. I'll probably share his battle, but I'm not gonna say the nigga's name. But when Jay is in 100% mode, we've seen him versus the nigga Fix, we've seen him versus Don Marino, and we've seen him versus real name Brandon. The only bad battle that he's had since he's been on URL has been the Riggs battle. He's 3 for 4 right now. He's 3 for 4 right now.
Hey, I think it'll be better tonight, man. I just think whoever's gonna bring it.
Jay taking this 2-1. I got Jay.
I got debatable. I got debatable.
I'm going to give Mad Face a round, probably edge around possibly. But if Jay goes at 100%, Mad Face is not getting around. But I'm going to give it 2-1 Jay tonight.
All right. So what's the next battle? Where the hell is Wayne?
I don't know. Next battle, Don Marino versus Prep.
Next.
Don.
Nah, man, we got to talk about it.
Hey, man. Hey. In the words of Tech 9, the microwave would not be stopped, my brother. Nope.
We're not. No, wait. Are we not? Wait.
We're not stopping the microwave for that battle. Nope.
Tech, it's for you, bro.
That's for you. That's for you, Tech. Rest in peace. Now we not. We ain't now, bro. I would. Well, if it was on pay-per-view, I would definitely be making a sandwich during that battle.
I'm gonna go with my dog.
Yeah.
I really don't need to be drinking all this white Hennessy before it's going. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Why? I would thought Don Marino would got somebody. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking